What's going on, everybody? It's E. Mackey, and today's topic of discussion is she's broken, he's okay. I found this topic while browsing on Facebook, and I came across a status that says, this is the way a lot of women feel. She's broken, he's okay. And you see like the little parentheses. I thought that was pretty dope how she did that. But at any rate, I asked her to expound on that. And what she basically responded was, oftentimes we as women are extremely emotionally connected to a man. We feel as though we have invested into them to the point that we become drained or exhausted. Some would even dare say depleted of everything. This causes us to turn inward. We can't fathom that you're okay with not contacting us for days at a time. We are broken by men's inability to acknowledge the little things that are needed to maintain a relationship. We are broken by the lack in commitment and accountability that men are seemingly okay with. We are broken because what men find okay are the same things that would break them if the tables were turned. Okay, so what I would say is this, and especially to the ladies, you are wrong if you think that this is your experience and that experience is exclusive to you, because men go through it too. You may be led to believe that this is something that's exclusive to the opposite sex, and that is not the case at all. We are all going through the same issues. We're all having the same relationship problems. It may be different complications. It may be just different ways that we express ourselves or different ways that we communicate. But believe me, we are all dealing with the same set of things. Now, with that being said, so I'm going to share with you guys some things that I've learned, and then maybe this can kind of help clear up some of the relationship issues. The very first thing that you need to do when you're in a relationship is you need to decide, do you love this person? And when I ask, do you love this person? I'm talking about, do you love this person? Like unconditionally love this person. Like, let's imagine that you had a child. If you had a child, both of y'all are hungry. The child is hungry, looking up at you with these big puppy dog eyes, and you only have $10. Who's gonna eat first? 9 times out of 10, if you're a decent parent, the child's gonna eat because you'll give your last to that child. Now, let's say that you're hungry, the child is hungry, and the child just did something extremely bad, broke out your car windows, you're extremely mad at the child, you could choke them, you're so mad. Who's gonna eat first now? Still the child. That's called unconditional love. You would love your child no matter what they did, no matter how upset you were, you're gonna love that child, and that love is gonna be before whatever emotion that you feel. The problem with relationships is we enter in relationships with conditional love, where I'll love you and I'll do for you as long as I feel like you're doing for me. And if you base your relationship off that, it's already doomed to fail. It's already on a shaky ground because that's not based on an unconditional love. So first thing you need to do when you get into a relationship is figure out, do I love this person? And you need to really refine your definition of love. Now, once you identify that you love a person, the next thing that you need to do is take yourself out of your shoes and put yourself into theirs. One thing that I've learned over the past few months is that typically normal, healthy, mentally stable people typically don't behave from places of evil. In the relationship, everybody is coming to the relationship with a certain set of needs, and these needs need to get met. And typically when somebody is lashing out, somebody's angry, they're retaliating, it's because they're hurt, they might be confused, and they only have the tools, and the tools that they have available to them may not be as advanced to communicate the way that they should communicate. So they lead to lashing out, they lead to doing this, they lead to doing that. So the first thing that you need to understand is people are responding from a place of hurt. This argument that you had, this action that you had, this thing that this person did is coming from a place of them trying to get a need met. So imagine this. You enter into a relationship with another human being, and you come into the relationship with the understanding that everybody on planet Earth comes to the table with a certain set of securities or insecurities. And the way that people interact in a relationship directly correlates to that set of securities and insecurities. Obviously, a person that's more secure is going to rely less on the other person. A person that's less secure is going to rely more on the other person. Then we have expectations that come into play. Those expectations play out like this. If I'm less secure and I'm in a relationship with you, it is my assumption that it's your responsibility to meet my needs. And where in a relationship, yes, that's to be expected. You are there to meet the needs of another person, and they're there to meet your needs, and you're supposed to help each other grow. At the end of the day, we are all responsible for ourselves. So if our partner does not meet our needs, that's something that we can choose to take personally, or we can choose to look within ourselves, see what needs we need to meet, and come to our partners more whole, other than coming to our partners broken and needing a whole bunch of needs met. Now, I say that to say this. In addition to us coming into relationship at varying levels of security, we also come into relationships with varying levels of emotional intelligence. And this emotional intelligence is, I guess, the expression of the tools that we have to deal with certain situations. Some people get upset and they just don't have the tools to diffuse a situation, to think rationally while they're upset. They get upset and they lash out. They get upset and they throw things, they break things, they go through all these temper tantrums, they do all of that because at that particular point in their life, these are the set of tools that they have to deal with that type of emotion. Some people can be livid, be upset, be perfectly calm, keep their cool, keep their composure, still be able to engage in dialogue and continue on with a day. A lot of times in a relationship, one or both of the people in a relationship don't have the emotional intelligence to be able to do this, which leads them to lashing out. Now, this leads me to my next point. When you come into a relationship, a lot of people come into a relationship selfishly. And what I mean by selfishly is we only look at the relationship from our own eyes. We only look at the relationship from our perspective. I come to the table, I try to do this for my partner didn't appreciate it, so it hurt me. When it hurt me, I was upset, I didn't want to talk, so I went my way. My partner interprets me being upset and going my way as a slight against them or as a disrespect because they may not even realize that something that they did hurt me. So now we have this whole big argument, we have this whole big discussion, we have this whole big problem because there was a misunderstanding or miscommunication between me and my partner. This happens so much because a lot of times people are unable or unwilling to see life through the other person's perspective. Now, when you enter in a relationship, when you love a person, when you unconditionally love a person the same way that you would love a child, you're able to step outside of yourself and put your feelings to the side to say, you know what? Let me think about this subjectively. What was the reason that this person said what they said? What was the reason that this person behaved like they behaved? Was it something that I did that triggered their insecurity? Was it something that I did that triggered something inside of them to the point that it pushed them to a space where they didn't have the emotional intelligence to handle this in a better way? See, what I've learned over time is that, particularly in a relationship, when you're in a relationship with people rarely behave from a standpoint of evil. Let me repeat that. People rarely behave from a standpoint of evil. People are rarely just evil. No matter what's being said to you, no matter how badly it's being said to you, no matter how disrespectful it is, no matter how dirty, nasty, grimy, crazy, slick, savage, whatever, the action that the other person did, no matter how bad the behavior of the other person was, rarely is that behavior coming from a place of evil. People behave in the ways that they behave from a place of needing to get their needs met. Which means if I'm in a situation with my girlfriend and I'm talking to my girlfriend and I say something in a way that makes her feel not supported, she may feel not supported. Even if I didn't mean it that way, that may be the way that she interpreted it. She may interpret that not support as me not caring. If she feels like I don't support and care for her, it's going to start a chain reaction of emotions inside of her. One of which may be disappointment. One of which may be anger. One of which may be resentment because I may have been making her feel this way over extended amount of time. Now, because she has these feelings, as a person, there's going to be a reaction. Her reaction to how she feels may make me feel disrespected. It may make me feel unsupported. It may make me feel resentment over a course of time. So now in this relationship, if I don't love her unconditionally, if I don't love her the way that I would love a child, if I don't love her to the point that I can step outside of myself and put my personal feelings to the side and really investigate why she's responding the way that she does, all we're going to ever do is butt heads. Because we'll never move out of the place of this cycle of you hurt me, I hurt you, you hurt me, I hurt you. When I look at this and I understand that everybody's reacting from a place of having or wanting to get a need met, and I don't take this personally and I don't make her responsible for my feelings. If I take responsibility for how I interpret what she says, how I feel about what she says, my emotional intelligence goes up, and now I'm capable to respond in a better way, more calmly, more peacefully, more intelligently, despite how I'm feeling. And then I'm able to address how she feels and what her needs are. And that's just because I realize that she's just trying to get a need met. So I guess long story short, what I'm trying to say in so many words is this. When we enter into relationships, even though we enter at different levels of security, even though we enter at different levels of emotional intelligence, we all have a responsibility to make sure that we are good, because we have a responsibility to come to the other person as whole as possible. That person has a responsibility to come to us as whole as possible. When we do this, when we love unconditionally, when we're able to put our feelings to the side when somebody else hurts us, and then we can look at the situation and say, maybe it was something that I did to make them respond that way. Maybe it was something that I did to make them react that way. And then we can take accountability for it. When we can take accountability and take responsibility for the fact that, okay, I feel neglected, I feel this. When we can investigate, why do I feel neglected? Why is it that this person's action made me feel this way? Then we can give that other person room to grow emotionally as well. We can give them the room to grow their emotional intelligence as well. Now, obviously, I'm not saying be in a messed up relationship where you're being abused and threatened and about to die and going crazy and anything like that. But what I'm saying is, at the root of everything, we need to have more love. And when we have more love, more unconditional love, where we can look at a person's situation and try to understand things from their point of view, then maybe we won't get a lot of this mixed up. So as far as she's broken, he's okay, I'll leave you with this. If she's broken, it's not his fault. If you're broken, it's your responsibility to be healed. As people, we're here to grow and develop and to do this, and we do that by interacting with other people, yes. But when we enter into a relationship and make it somebody else's responsibility to heal us, we're setting ourselves up for failure. This is something that happens on both sides of the fence. It happens to men, it happens to women, it happens to all of us. It's not a male or female thing. It's not that men don't care. It's not that men don't have feelings. It's not what it is at all. It's that we are all operating from perspective or from a situation of our own perspectives, our own understandings, and we need to step outside of ourselves sometime to understand the other perspective. Leave me your comments, leave me your ideas if you disagree, if you agree. If you think I'm crazy, if you have something else that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. Make sure that you share this, make sure that you like this, and make sure that you tag somebody that you feel like might be able to benefit from what I just said. Thanks for listening, everybody, and make sure that you follow me on my Instagram, my personal Instagram, and or on my motivational Instagram, Open Chakras. Thanks, everybody. It's E. Mackey.